Hello, my name is Mariana, and today this is a collective reading. And actually, I sat down to pull cards for Pisces. So actually, the deck that I'm using, it's just my tarot cards. So it's the usual deck. It's not the blended deck of tarot and astrological oracle cards that I usually use for the collective readings, because I intended for this reading to be for Pisces, but the message wants to be for the collective. So that's the reason why this is a collective reading, although there are only going to be tarot cards here. And I do feel like the reason for that is because it is very simple. It's like this call. It's this call for light workers. And I'm not the person that typically uses that word. It's not a word that is in my vocabulary, mainly because I don't know, I just don't like these labels. But here, this message wants to be this call for light workers. And so, even though personally I was a little bit resistant to actually hear that, it is what is coming through. And it feels like there is this gathering of resources and setting intention and being ready to embark on a mission and work, essentially, because it's like this it's the need to be a little bit more hands-on. It's not just meditating, or it's not just sending out energy or healing. It's not about that. It feels like pretty hands-on type of work for the light workers right now. So the reason why I'm saying light workers, it's because we're beginning with 2 cards. And since yesterday with the Aquarius reading, we have this, it's almost like this amplification, or like this highlight of a message in 2 cards. It happened also in the Capricorn extended, and yesterday also for Aquarius, and here we are again, which would be for Pisces, but it's now for the collective, because the sun, both of these cards showed up in the Aquarius extended, and they were talking about this work that is happening still in the light body, which felt really strange. It was a very subtle but very potent energy that was coming through yesterday, and here it is again. But right now it seems like it wants to be emphasized in a way that it's a call, right? It's like, light workers, here you are. It's like, it's time to work. It's time to put in the work. Not that I'm not seeing that this is a call out in a sense of the light workers haven't been doing the work. On the contrary, because light workers have been doing the work, now it's time for this work to shift and to change gears into the physical, right? It's wanting to be manifested in a way that like things are going to pick up the pace. Things are going to be more visible. So this is the message of these 2 cards. The light coming from the sun, which yesterday was representing the light body that was coming through. And then the work coming from the 8 of Pentacles, which I want to add the word sacred to it. It's not just work. It's because it's light work, it's also sacred work, right? So it's like this alignment with this pure essence, this pure light that's within, because it's almost like the sun is representing each individual, but also like the whole, right? It's like this 360 degree is also representing the whole, the collective, a collective of individual light beings, individual light workers the ones who are doing the work for the light, or through the light, or with the light. And so here, it's almost like this pair wants to address you as a light worker. And it's almost like giving instructions, because the rest, how do I describe this? The rest, it's almost like it's kind of like the explanation, or it's like giving us all like these step-by-step guidance, or step-by-step instruction, what we have to do. And it's almost like, to be honest, because it's like it's coming to a denser realm, right? It's coming into the physical, into the material. It's almost like it needs to happen in this specific order, because that's the reason also why the Sun came before the Eight of Pentacles, because it's the light work. Yes, it could be like work for the light, work with the light, but it's, for some reason, the order matters, right? The order matters. And here, the Queen of Swords is coming next. And the first instruction, let's say, it's about tuning in and setting intentions that are aligned with this truth, right? This inner truth. Sometimes I see this Queen of Swords as the alignment between the heart and the mind, right? Because to me, the Queen is like the shape of the crown of the Queen is the shape of a heart, the expanded heart, which is, it's almost like it's this bowing of the mind to the heart, to the wisdom of the heart, but then the alignment, right? It's like both of them working in alignment, working together. And so the first thing is setting intention based on this alignment, based on this inner truth. So this is the first thing. And it feels, that's the thing. It's like the moment that I saw this card, it's almost like my posture, my body language, it's like my physical vessel needed the alignment, right? It's almost like my spine needs to be straight, at least in alignment, so that the intention can flow through. You see what I mean? So this is the first thing, right? And then the King of Pentacles is representing the resources, but it's also the body. What I heard with this card was gather the resources. So first, set the intention, right, in alignment with this inner truth, and then gather the resources, which could be, it's almost like gather the resources in a sense that like bring close to you what you're going to need, because I'm seeing this as almost like going on a trip. And it's interesting because the rest of the cards, they are kind of like it's almost like the next steps, they are showing that, right? It's like this embarking phase. But I do feel like it's like the King of Pentacles represents the things that you're going to need practically. So, you know, stuff like, I don't know, money or documents or papers or clothes or, you know, food, whatever it is. It's like the practical stuff, it needs to be prepared. It needs to be in order. It's what I just heard, right? It's like gather your resources. They need to be in order. So here we have the Queen and the King. And I know that, you know, this could both symbolize the feminine and the masculine within each of us, which I do feel like it has somewhat that intention, that message in it, but it also represents two people, two beings, because I do feel like this is a pair, because, you know, the cards, they are speaking in pairs lately. And so I do feel like there is this, it's almost like if you do this with another, then the power, it's going to be greater, or it's going to just amplify the energy, right? And because it was addressing light workers in plural, right? That's the reason why I do feel like it's almost like gather the resources, but also like gather the one who is doing the same as you, but in a different level. It's almost like maybe the one that I'm addressing this video to is being represented by the first card, which is the Queen, right? It's like the one who holds the intention, who sets the intention, but then like she's responsible for communicating to the King of Pentacles that now's the time. It's almost like she's the channel, she's the antenna, she's the receiver, she's the one who listens, right? And then this king is the one who executes, who prepares, you know, things for the trip, or who prepares things in the material, right? It's like she's the one who connects, and then this one is the one who takes care of the practical stuff. So these two things are essential. I was going to say, it's like the word that I'm receiving is primordial. I don't know if that's the right word to say it. It is essential that this one communicates to this and this one executes. If you are the same person and there are like these two sides, right? The one that is more intuitive or more psychic and the one that is more practical, then it needs to happen in this order. The message comes before the task, right? So when these two are ready, let's say, when the message has been received, when the intention has been set, when the practical stuff is already been dealt with, then it's time to check the foundation. The Four of Cups here, it's interesting because what was the reading? I think it was the Capricorn reading, or perhaps Sagittarius reading, where there was this shift. I think it was Capricorn reading that was talking about the crack in the foundation. Or maybe it was, no. Yeah, I think it was Capricorn. So the crack in the foundation, there was this shift between the Four of Pentacles and the Four of Cups. And here it is the Four of Cups. And this is the new foundation. This is, it's almost like I'm seeing this as like the emergence of something that was, it's like that was kept underneath the water, right? It's almost like, it's like this resurrection of like Atlantis, or like, that's how I'm picturing, okay? I know that this doesn't make any sense, but it is how I'm seeing this. It feels like this entire city that was below the water, that was buried under the ocean, and suddenly it's like we can see the foundation. We can see the new foundation inside the water, immersed in the water. And this is, it's almost like this is the proper space. This is the new, it's interesting, I'm hearing like this is the new order. This is the new order. It's going to come from the water. The new order is going to come from the water. The new foundation is set inside the water, or it's coming through the water. Because it's almost like after the intention is set, after the resources have been gathered, then the two individuals, or these two aspects of yourself, they're ready to go to the perfect place. So get things in order and then go to this place that is already in order. It's like things there are already where they need to be, right? So it's almost like this is the location, but it's not a location. It's almost like it's in the water. It's like the foundation is the water. The foundation is in the water. So wherever there is a body of water, that is the new foundation. And why this is important is because the Five of Cups is coming next. And this is where you are going to embark on this new stage, new foundation. New stage is what I just heard. I know that the words that are coming, they don't make sense logically, at least in my mind. And so I'm trying to put aside my own critical judgment, my own vision, and trust that it will make sense. So the Five of Cups, it's this stepping into this new foundation. Because if the Four is the outline, the Five, which represents the individual, is stepping inside this space. So whether or not this represents you and another, or just you and each one of you, if it's the case for the both of you, you are going to step into this watery state, right? It's like this this inner state. It's not, again, it's not a specific location. It's not the 5 of Pentacles, right? It's the 5 of Cups. So it's like this inner state. So it's almost like, yes, physical resources are necessary, the intention is necessary, but then, you know, adding to this outline, this framework, we should say, framework, this maybe emotional framework, right? This is the new foundation, this emotional framework, this new foundation in the water. This is where each individual is going to step into. So it's almost like dropping into the heart space. This is what I often see with the 5 of Cups, dropping into the heart space, because this is what allows the material to manifest. Because here we're ending with the 10 of Pentacles and the 6 of Pentacles. So what started as sacred work, right, for the light workers, something that was almost like a purpose, a mission, this sense of, I'm hearing self-worth. Maybe like, you know, to feel like you are worth this life, this time around. It's like this is the purpose of this lifetime, right? The work has been being done. It's like it's been progressing, but now it's like now it's going to be exchanged. Now there is going to be movement. Now it's not just working individually or doing the work on yourself, right? Maybe this 8 of Pentacles was talking about the work on yourself. And maybe that's the reason why the King and the Queen are indeed representing 2 aspects of yourself. But because now they are mature enough, now they are sovereign enough, now these 2 aspects are ready to enter this emotional state without drowning, right? But taking this role that is actually going to create this new, it's like this new chapter, which entails like this light work being done in the physical, but with others. It's not, it's almost like the inner work is now complete, right? It's like the sacred work to continue. It needs to be shared, because the 10s to me, they represent the shared path. And that's the reason also why I'm inclined to say that this could be 2 individuals, because it's almost like this is how you co-create, right? Yes, there is a way that you can co-create, you and the universe, but because it's in this level of matter, and because it's supposed to be the shared path, so 2 human beings, that's the reason why I'm inclined to say that there is one that is going to take care of the practical stuff, whereas the other is receiving the guidance. So if that is the case, it's almost like that is the next stage, that is the next phase, that is the next chapter for light workers. It's not just working in yourself, it's not just doing the work so that you become the sovereign being, which is already enough to fulfill the purpose, this sacred purpose, but because it's almost like each individual is already this potent light, right? So it's almost like it's each individual light is already turned on. So now that it's like it needs to multiply, it needs to it's like it needs to come together, right? Each individual needs to come together, at least in pairs, right? It's like it's almost like at least in pairs, at least 2 people coming together, because that's how things initiate, because the 10 is coming before the 6. So it's almost like the 6 here, it's just the continuity. This is how I'm seeing this. You know, these 2 pentacles here in the middle, these are these 2, the Queen and the King, right? This feminine and the masculine. So it's like the first 2 to cross this bridge, to initiate this path that is now going to upgrade light work, or how light work is being materialized, or how it's being manifested here in the 3D, but it's supposed to carry on, right? Because this is the continuity. And because the Six of Pentacles is, you know, this dynamic, this give and take, this exchange between people, right? Agreements, people that are in agreement. That's the thing. It's like, and what I heard, that's a fascinating thing. I was almost forgetting, but what I heard with the Ten of Pentacles is people of true valor. So that's the thing. I was arguing whether or not I was hearing it right, because what I heard was valor instead of value. And in Portuguese, value is valor, which is exactly what I'm hearing, but with the accent in English. And I don't know if that's a true word in English, but it's what I heard. People of true valor are the first ones who are going to cross this bridge, because once they're in place, right? Because first is the intention, and then the resources, and then the foundation in the water, and then taking your role, taking on this position, right? Dropping into the heart space, because it's almost like taking your seat, but your seat is actually your emotional body, your own emotional body. And that's the reason why first the light workers needed to work in themselves, right? In their own body, that's the reason why yesterday it was talking about the light body. The light body is now ready to be activated, but not just in an individual level. It requires that so that people of true valor can exchange these rich knowledges or these rich experiences, because it's meant to leave a trail. That's what the Six of Pentacles is talking about, like leaving a trail, right? So the feminine and the masculine together, the mind and the heart, but also the physical. So it's almost like this blending of human consciousness, like the human experience in the physical, but together with the soul and the spirit, right? All of this together, haven't been doing the work, so the work is done, but the work is now changing to a more collective thing, right? It is the collective path. So it's meant to continue. It's meant to leave this trail. It's so interesting. Because although I do feel like this is like the new set of agreements or types of contracts, because it starts with the right intention, this truthful intention. And that's the reason why only true people of valor can initiate this path and can begin this new chapter, right? And leave the trail, because it's almost like in walking down this path, following this specific order, it's almost like it creates this guideline or this it's like this instructional guidebook, right? It's like how to relate to another, it's almost like, you know, the terms of a contract, how a new contract is going to be made, or how people that want to be in the same constructive path, enriching path, need to relate to one another. Like, what are the agreements, right? So people that choose to cross through this bridge, they are in agreement with this. That's beautiful. Yeah, I was just seeing if there's something else, but it seems like that's it. So I'm going to pull more cards to see where this wants to go. I truly hope that this was helpful. It was a little bit unexpected for me, but I truly hope that this was insightful. If it makes sense, if it resonates. So yeah, I am going to pull more cards, as well as the astrological runes in the extended reading. So if you want to join me there, I'll be very happy to see you. You can find the link down below. If not, I'll see you next time. Okay, bye.